to have an amazing conversation about AI. And I know that in the United States, it's vote day, and many people, I hope you guys, if you're in the United States, you vote. But today, I think we vote for AI. And today we will talk about AI. And this session, this conversation will be very useful because, guys, before we start this stream, Matt and I, we thought, okay, how we can create as much as possible value for you guys. Not only inspire you, but give you step-by-step strategies about AI. Because I'm a huge fan of AI, Matt as well, but we want to share our knowledge with you. That's why I would suggest you to have some notes and create some notes because the content will be very valuable. We don't see your chat in LinkedIn, but we will read it after. That's why please share your emotions, share your questions, because we will come back and we will read it. And Matt, I have several questions for you. I have many questions. I have a lot of sticky notes because I'm an agile coach, and you was agile coach as well before
Exactly.
AI career, right?
That's correct. Yes.
This is, I love it because you made your pivot, you made your you adapt for market, and now you deliver a value for for businesses with AI, right?
Exactly. Yes, that's where the big demand is right now. The
Yeah.
big
And you
opportunity.
have a company, I love the name, AI Agility. Tell me more about this name. Why AI Agility?
Yeah, my previous company name was Agile Game Changers because I was really working to authentically change how effective Agile could be in the workplace. And with everything happening with AI in the last several years, Marina, the big gap and real opportunity is a lot of people are talking about AI, but they're not engaging with AI. They're not actively practicing it and getting the real benefits from it. So earlier this year, I rebranded my company and relaunched my company as AI Agility because it's still important to be very agile. This is all about agile and lean. I know you have a large lean background too. So agile and lean and just improving people and processes and performance, it's all there. But now AI gets layered in. That's why AI Agility. AI is like a supercharger that just can dramatically, um, um, exponentially grow the impact that you're making in companies.
Yeah. And guys, today we have different audience. We have agile coaches, we have business consultants, but we also have executives. We also have business owners, right? And AI world changed everybody, everyone, right? That's why today we will share some value for both of you. And please write down in our comments like what you're doing because it's very interesting. Okay, Matt, now everybody are crazy about AI. Like everybody, like, oh my gosh, we need to implement AI in the restaurant. Oh my gosh, I'm an agile coach. I need to do something with AI. But not many people they know exactly what's happening. What is AI? And I know that AI it's not Chat GPT only, right? Tell me please and everybody like okay what we should do in this chaos right now, how we can start, how we like what's happening, what is AI?
Yeah, that's a great question, Marina. And literally, I think there's a lot of confusion. AI went from nobody really knowing what the word meant to like everybody talking about it, but still it's so general out there. It's like saying other general terms. So AI itself really is it's an empowering vehicle to help bring out the highest and best in the individual, in the workplace, and in the personal lives as well. But I focus in on the workplace. And so when I say AI, when I think about AI and work with people like you and other professionals out there, it's really an enabler to be more effective. Like in my agile days, we would focus on people and process and performance improvements across teams and leaders and organizations. That's still the same, but now AI is layered in with a number of different tools and techniques and strategies. So AI in general, it's just a software. It's just software. It's not a person. It's not a conscious energy thing. It's software that can help you be more effective at everything that you do. So if you're looking for more time back in your schedule, someone I was talking with the other day wants to spend more time with their family. AI is a great way to do that if you know how to work with it. And other people in corporations, we'll get into some examples here. But AI in general, Marina, it's a software, it's technology, it's tools, it's a lot of different things rolled up into one. What I focus in on really is what is the mindset and the habits and the strategies that you as a person, as a human, need to involve in the way you're approaching your work, in how you're doing your work, so you can leverage the benefits of this new technology, which happens to be called AI.
Okay. Okay. For example, I'm a business consultant or I'm a business owner. Okay, I understand that AI, it's some software, magic software, which will help me save a lot of time. Like, okay, what is next? Like, what is my steps in this crazy world
Mm.
to figure out, like, okay, what can I do with that?
Yeah, so the first thing is getting very clear about what you're doing today without AI. Because if you're using, a lot of people aren't using AI at all, which is fine. That's where the most of the market is. If you're listening to this, watching this, and you use it, or you're using it a little bit, that's fine too, because you're starting to use it. So as far as what you do to really start to take advantage of it, Marina, what I focus in on when I'm working with someone one-on-one or in groups is, okay, let's first get very, very clear about what your role is with the company. Where's the company trying to go? Where are you trying to go with your role? What is your, how do you, like, if you're an employee, how do you get the next raise, the next performance improvement, the next promotion? If you're unemployed and you want to get a job, how do you get the necessary skills so you can reinvent your role with AI coupled with yourself? Because all roles are going to be reinvented. So the first thing to do is get clarity about what you do today with your current knowledge, your current experience, and then start to interact with AI and interact with the strategies and so forth that I could get into more detail with, about how to, okay, now this is what you do today. This is how long it takes you to do. Here's the key activities you do to add real value in your role. You get clear on that, you write it down, and then you say, okay, how can AI help me do this better? Do my job better, do my role better, do this particular task better, take this piece of stress that I think about every night when I'm going to bed, take that off my plate so I can reduce my stress. I don't need to involve as many other escalations within the company. If you're a small business owner, I know a lot of small business, mid-size business owners, you may have a number of staff people. So you're focused in, you really value your time because you're wearing a lot of hats, you're doing a lot of things. AI is brilliant about helping you take better advantage of the time of being more focused on the high value activities that only you can do. Just like you and I are talking together here on this webinar, human to human, person to person. This is real, authentic conversation. AI can't do that. AI is simulating everything. It's software that can really think and process a lot of material, but it can't replace the human experience and the human connection. So you want to really, as you get clarity in your role, you start to dissect, okay, what's the human-centric activities that I do and my relationships and so forth, versus what could I sort of start to share maybe 80% of the workload with an AI? And then you start to go into that. And there's tools, techniques, strategies to do that.
But Matt, you nailed it. First of all, to start with, okay, this is some process which I want to simplify, for example, or maybe to give it to AI completely, right? But also, what you mentioned, it's about humans because now it's a huge fear that AI will replace humans, right? But what I hear from you, and I really agree with that, that it's a teamwork between humans and AI, right?
Yes, it is. And what I like to say, Marina, is I've been as I'm working with more and more people, I came up with this concept of humans plus AI together become superhuman forces in the workplace. And you really, this is an opportunity for everybody, regardless of, I get so excited about it, Marina, because there's so many, regardless of your background, regardless of what country you're in, regardless of anything, the internet opened up a lot of people with access to information and knowledge because they could Google everything. If you had Wi-Fi, no matter what country you're in, no matter what your background, what your experience is, your education, AI level sets that even more across everybody. I mean, there's 15-year-olds now starting companies that are worth millions of dollars, and then sometimes a lot more than that, because they have access to the tools and opportunities that are out there with AI. So yes, it's a combination of humans and AI together, because humans are ultimately accountable. We're not deferring our accountability, our responsibility to AI. If you have a job in a company, or if you're running a company, it's still on you. If you send an email out and it was all AI generated, you didn't proofread it, that's on you. You should be in the middle of this. They call it human in the loop, as you know, Marina, in the industry. And I'm all for human in the loop. At this stage in AI evolution, we want human adoption with AI, so together with AI, to become really superhuman. And you can become superhuman. I've seen people 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x their productivity, which is amazing if you think about it. And then you go so much faster. That's why a lot of the little companies today, I say little meaning, under 1,000 employees, a lot of the small to medium business size companies are operating as companies that are 2 times, 3 times, 5 times their size. And the bigger companies, as they get efficiencies, are starting to lay off people. So the 100,000 plus employee companies are coming down in size. The smaller companies are slowly coming up in size, but they're operating like a 2x, 3x, 5x size in the marketplace because they're starting to take advantage of AI.
Yeah, I'm thinking about on the one hand, for sure, AI will speed up everybody. For example, I have teenager, he's 16, and he's using AI and he's making money on stock right now.
See?
He's 16. In my 16, I was drinking beer. It's a joke, okay? But still, he used AI. It's like his second nature, right? But you mentioned about big organizations and medium and small organizations, and I know that I have several friends from their executives from big banks and insurance companies, and they're not allowed to use AI from security perspective. Would you please share some comments about that? Like
Yeah,
how
that's an
scary
important. Yeah, that's a really important question. When I'm engaging with a company, so I have sometimes I'm working with small businesses, and usually for them, it's like, hey, what AI should I use? And I give them some advice, and then we start dancing with the AI. We start moving forward. But the larger companies, the larger corporations, even like the 500 to 1,000 plus employee companies, they're typically a lot more conservative when it comes to, oh, we're just not going to turn on AI everywhere because our data could be shared. I mean, you have a lot of important security risks to keep in mind. You have firewalls up, and this is very, very important for cybersecurity. What most people don't know about AI is that AI, when you enter it in, just like a Google search, when you enter information into one of the AI LLMs or AI tools that are out there, by default, your data is being shared back with that company that created that AI engine in order to help train the model. Not that they're like maliciously taking your data and trying to publish it on the internet, but the models are very hungry for data to feed them, to help them grow and speed up and go faster and come out with the next model. So there's ways around that. You can disable your data sharing. That's one thing to do. But when I engage with companies, typically I ask, okay, what are you doing with AI today? What tools are you using? What tools are you comfortable with allowing? Like one company I work with, they were using ChatGPT, and then on multiple plans, like the free plan and the pro plan, plus plan, and they were using Microsoft Copilot, which a lot of companies, because they have Microsoft
Yeah.
365, they have that. That was all they were using. So I taught them how to use all the tools, but I said, okay, we're going to spend most of our time in the program focused on the tools that are allowed in your company and how to leverage those. And then if there's other tools that have significantly more value as you're experimenting with them without proprietary data, then we can go to executive management and say, hey, we should invest in this tool and get this one cleared security wise and all that stuff, so it gets approved by the company. And then you can start to work that into the fold. Because most companies right now are starting with Microsoft Copilot, which is not the most powerful of the AIs, in my opinion. And they have ChatGPT, which is a good starting point. So these are good general purpose starting points. But as you really get into it, you realize it's not push button. They don't do everything for you.
Yeah, it's very good point. When I was preparing for our interview, and I asked some people, okay, what you would love to learn today, and they asked me, Marina, would you please share, guys, about main misconceptions, right, about AI?
Yeah, that's a good question. I know misconceptions a big word by itself. There's myths out there. There's misunderstandings as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest one I hear, Marina, is that they need to be technical because this is a technology. AI is a technology, and I have a technical background. I know you have a lot of technology in your background as well. But the biggest opportunity actually is for the folks who don't have a technical background, because this levels the playing field. Whether you're technical or non-technical, you don't need to understand how AI works. What AI has now, and this is why it sort of became very popular since it ChatGPT dropped in late 2022, is because it's a natural language interface. It's an engine. You can talk to it in your language of choice. We're talking in English right now, but you can talk in your language of choice, and it will interpret the words you use. It has a lot of complex ways of doing that. It's not like talking to a person, but they try to simulate it like talking to a person. But the bottom line here, Marina, is that you can use your own language. You don't have to code. You don't have to type. You can just literally dictate your questions, your information, what you want to talk with about, and then AI will process that on the back end with its all, I call it the AI brain. It goes out to the internet. It uses its own knowledge and so forth. And so you don't need to know, similar to a car, you don't need to know how your engine works to know how to drive. I
But
have one.
sorry, to interrupt you, but I am exactly one of an examples that I don't have any IT background, and I was consultant, AI, agile coach, right? And now I'm working and helping other companies, but I build website by myself with zero coding knowledge, just zero, and it's amazing, right? And this is what's happening. It doesn't matter what is your level of tech knowledge, because I came from sales and marketing, right? In this world, I'm completely, and now I'm teaching others. And we have one client of mine, they have a horse farm, and people who are caring about horses, they didn't use computers very much, right? Right now we're implementing AI and helping them with AI, and they're happy because they work less. That's why 100% with you. What else? What else? Okay, first, that you need to be really IT uh, expert. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not true. What else?
Yeah, another one is that AI will replace me. I hear this all the time because the news media is freaking out over this right now, and I think they're really wrong to put that fear in everybody's mind, because what's going to happen, what is happening, is AI is changing the way that everybody's doing their job. So, we're all used to change. If you've been around more than 5 years in the workplace, 10 years, you've seen changes happen. You've changed your job title, your promotion, or your role in the company. You may have changed companies. So things change. We need to adapt to change. What AI is it's injecting a massive, COVID was a massive change injected into the system for all the agile people out there. That was just crazy. The companies that were agile and were ready, they pivoted, they could adjust to the change and could go. AI is like that times like 100. It's really, really an intense change introduced. So what does it do? AI is not going to replace you. It's going to change the way your job is, no matter what your job is, whether you're CEO or you're an executive assistant or you're brand new at the company. Any role that you have in any company, startup all the way to the large enterprise, all your roles are changing. So to get ahead of this, AI is not going to replace you unless you do nothing. If you do nothing, your job is going to change from human only job to human plus AI job, whatever that looks like. And if you're just staying in the human only job side of it, you're not going to be adapting well to that. So the opportunity for you is that AI is not going to replace you, but working together with AI, you can be ready for the next phase of what your role is.
Matt, I have a funny metaphor, and let me tell you very quickly a story. I have a grandmother, and she's 92. She's very conservative, and all her life she's washing clothes by hands. Okay, we tried to buy a wash clothing machine for her, and she didn't want it. She does it by hands at 92. It's great from health perspective, probably, right? And I use technology, right? And I have this machine, and it's cleaning my clothes while we're talking here, right? That's why, to your point, okay, AI is not going to replace you, right? But it will give you so many opportunities, and you can be ahead of everybody, right? And just from different perspective. And I think people who use AI, they will replace you, not
Yes.
not AI, right? Because they will be faster, they will achieve more, they will have more knowledge, right? That's why to be honest, I can't even imagine right now people without AI. But still, we have an amazing experience of my granny, right? She doesn't. Maybe we will have some people who will against AI, like my granny. Okay, what else?
Yeah. So, and to that point, I think it's really important to understand that right now, no matter what you're doing, even if you're using AI a little bit or a lot, I would say that you can use AI more to be more capable and more able to take advantage. And this is your opportunity right now. This is your choice. So another misconception that's out there is it takes forever to learn. So what's great about this is the fastest. I've been in the change management. I've been in the change
AI,
management.
it's your AI is interrupting you,
AI
right?
is interrupting. I know I had to stop it. I've been in the change management space just like you have, Marina, for like decades now. And working with AI and people, it's the fastest I've ever seen change management and behavior change happen, because people can see the value. When I work with people, it's not just about education and information and knowledge for the person. It's about a little bit of that, but then it's like, okay, now let's roll up our sleeves and practice, like right away, like first hour, like let's get into it, because I want to show them how easy it is to use and how they can get immediate benefit off using it. And then once they do, I sort of like the match that I spark the fire. and then it just goes and goes and goes, and they start taking off. Before you know it, they're like spending some of their extra free time on working with AI just so they can improve what they're doing at work and things like this. So one big misconception is it takes a lot. You don't need to do it. If you're going to start, if you're only using AI, like not using it all now, start with 15 minutes a day. Something simple like that. Start to get involved with it. And then once you start to see ROI, because you can start to see ROI in 15 minutes a day, you'll say, wow, this is starting to save me a little time. Oh, I just had an idea. If I use AI to do this, then it can help me have a better quality email responses to my clients or customers and things like this. Like there's so many examples that come out of that. And then you'll start, before you know it, using it 30 minutes a day, an hour a day. But you're getting back a couple hours, maybe twice as many of that investment you're getting back, and you get it back fast. Like people who I've worked with like just for 4 weeks in a row, we spend 2 hours a week doing training and experiential practice together. And by the end of the 4 weeks, it's only 8 hours of training and practice. They're already using AI multiple hours a day, and they're saving 5 to 10 hours a week. And that's just the beginning of their journey. And then they're just off to the races.
Yeah, but Matt, for example, me, when AI just came in 2022, and I remember I bought first, I don't know, webinar of something for $99. I watched it, I played with some tools, and then I resell my knowledge for $800 for people who didn't watch it, right? That's why this is what consultants we do. We learn, right? And then we help others, and we sell information, we sell our knowledge, right? And we have this interview today because, that I'm creating AI Summit, and I decided to collect the best people from the market to really help other people to find the best knowledge. Because today there is so many information about AI, but how exactly to find valuable programs, valuable information, it's not easy. And we know each other, and I trust you as I trust myself. This is why we have this conversation today. Okay, if I don't know, for example, I'm a business consultant, right? I'm just beginner in AI, or I'm a business owner, or maybe I'm executive, right? How you can help? How you can help us? I know that you have a program. Like, how exactly you can help us? And the second question under that, what kind of results we can get if we? I know that you have an amazing program, but I'm always thinking about results.
Yeah, which is great because I have an engineering background, actually, Marina, but I focus in on the people. So when you put people together and focusing on leveling up the people with an engineering background, it's like, how do we measure the results? How do we measure the effectiveness of what we're doing? So I really focus in on, the program that people go through with me. It's 4 weeks. It's 2 hours a week. It's an AI professional certification training program. So at the end, you are certified, assuming you complete the material. At the end, you submit a capstone project, which shows the ROI that you've gotten from AI just in your first 4 weeks with your 4 classes. You are showing how you've begun to reinvent your role, your contribution, and maybe you're getting quality improvements. Maybe you're saving 2 hours a week, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week. Maybe you've improved your reputation with your customers and with your stakeholders. Maybe you've improved the ability to generate reports. There's a lot of different benefits, but the benefits are what matter to you. When people first get engaged in the program, it's highly customized to their experience, their role, their company, what they're looking to do, and really what keeps them up at night. Because everybody has different stressors. Some people are really going for that next promotion. Some, like an entrepreneur I talked with, a business owner earlier today, actually, she's trying to ramp up her revenue. She really needs to ramp the revenue up. So, okay, let's work with AI to figure out how to do that. So we get right into it as we go through it, and you're asking for, and it goes across all roles, goes across everything. And it's a very high touch, highly experiential program. And the goal of it is for you to start getting benefit from the first hour. And then we focus on that goal. Like myself and my team, we review every week you get assignments and you're submitting the assignments. We review everything. And if you need more help, we give you more help. Like, it's a very experiential. We're only doing 2 hours live each week. And we have another office hours that we do. But you are getting a lot of support all the way through the program. So what can you expect by the end of the program? You can expect minimum 5 hours a week back in your time. Typically, it's more like 10 hours a week that you're starting to get back because of the way you've made your process more efficient, the way you're contributing to the company. So it's typically saving time, improving quality, reducing stress. Those are the 3 main things that people are getting out of the program. And then we're going to measure that as you submit your project. We measure it, and say you have 5 people at your company that want to go through. We'll measure it across all 5 people, and then we'll give a summary back to the owner's executive team, etc. And then you can see how much value you're getting from AI initially, and how much that's going to look like in a year. So the goal is, and what we do is, a lot of people go through the program. They're getting, over the course of a year, they're getting significantly more than 10 times ROI. We have a lot of people getting 20 times ROI on their investment in time in the program and their investment in money in the program. So I want to see, and we do see, but we guarantee that. And if not, we'll stay with you as long as it takes to get that. But because I'm so confident in our ability to do that with each person, and we continue to see this time and time again, it's very straightforward and easy for me to promise to do. You're going to get a 10 times ROI on your time and money investment in the program by the end of the year. And people are typically seeing that quickly.
Wow. Matt, you know me, right? I love money, and we have a lot of jokes on Agile world that I always talking about money, right? Probably only one person, but again, it's important, but nobody talk about that. Okay, if I'm an Agile coach, or I'm a business owner, or I'm executive, how you will help me make money on those in this program? Because again, we invest money to get more money. This is the idea, right?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So if you think about it from a business owner perspective, one way you're going to get more money is to make your team more efficient, right? So a gentleman I was talking with the other day, he's in the financial services business, and he has a few people on his staff, and they manage a lot of people's money. They do insurance, they do all sorts of different financial services products, right? So if he says, hey, that particular individual wants more time back, so that's where he's going to focus in on for the program. But if he's looking for more money, then it's like, okay, how are you generating money today for your company, for your business, for your role as an Agile coach? Like if you're a consultant to companies, how do you generate your revenue, and how can you start generating more revenue? So again, it starts as a human conversation, Marina, but it very quickly, everything I'm saying, it may sound like a lot for someone to start to like, oh, I have to do all this and figure all this out. You're going to start to partner with AI right out of the gate on this. So it makes it faster, because we can say, okay, as a financial services professional, how am I making money now? And you list that down, okay, because you want to make more money. That's the goal. That's our focus. And then you say, okay, AI, this is how I'm making money now. How can I make more money? And how can I offer different services to further optimize the way me and my team are serving the market? Bam. And then you get a lot of suggestions back. And then you say, okay, which of those suggestions do I want to go after? And you start to have a conversation there. So that's one example of the way that we would do that. Now, how we do that at the corporate side, another woman I'm talking with is with a nonprofit, brilliant company, and she's super passionate about growing the company, and they want to grow revenue. And for them, growing revenue is they sell tickets to their programs and things like that. So for them, it's the same thing. But how do they strategically? They serve millions of people every year. So how can they serve more people, or serve more people in more ways, higher price points, or more frequency of purchases, etc. So you start with where you're at, you work with AI and me and my team, and you figure out how that gets better. So what does better look like? You want to double your revenue? How fast can you double your revenue? What AI is, just to keep it very simple, is AI is an accelerator. If you focus in on want to get more revenue, AI will help you get there faster if you know how to use it and play with it.
We have 2 minutes left, and guys, please ask any questions under this video, because we will jump and we will answer. And my last question, Matt, is about steps. For sure, one step I would suggest to everybody: connect with you, DM you, and ask more information about program. Maybe if you ask any questions about AI. And I know, Matt, you're not salesperson like me. That's why you're not going to sell anything. You're going to give them really value and help them. If they need this program, you will suggest them. If they don't, you will help them with other AI solutions, right? That's why the first step I would suggest you guys to have, just talk with people like Matt, like me, and ask advices like, hey guys, what you're doing, right? This is why I connected with Matt. Like, hey Matt, how it's going? What you're doing with AI? This is what I'm doing with AI, right? We're creating conference. We're doing that, right? We try to be together and support each other, because it's a chaos, right? There is so much information. There are so many people. But if you build this network with of people who really a little ahead of you, you will learn faster. That's why the first step for sure, connect and ask any questions. What else, Matt, would you suggest for people like, okay, I'm inspired. Okay, guys, Marina, Matt, thank you very much. I'm inspired to start. And what kind of steps I should do? Okay, you mentioned about every day, several like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. What else? Maybe you will suggest some AI tools to start with. Maybe something else.
Yeah, that's a great question. So number one, start practicing, start playing with it. Pretend you're, I don't know how it was in Russia and other countries, but here in the US, when you're a little kid, you go play in the sandbox, just a pile of dirt, you're making piles and you do things like that. So if that's similar, then yeah, that's the analogy. Just pretend you're a little kid again, you're in a sandbox and start to practice with it. Don't try to get anything out of it for your initial steps. And again, spend 5 minutes here, 10 minutes here. Go to chatgpt.com. That's the easiest way. Get a free account. By the way, most of these AI tools that you start with are all going to be free. You may bump them up to paid accounts when you need a little bit more super power and stuff like that. But in the beginning, you start with a free account, you start to experiment. So start to experiment, and you can even play around. There's AI out there that can like create songs for you. That one person I know, he has it create a song before he goes up on stage. He has a custom song for that audience to introduce him, and he walks up on stage with this custom song that AI generates in like minutes. So there's a lot of fun stuff you can do with AI. So start personally, start professionally, whatever you want, but just do it for fun. So play around with for fun. ChatGPT is a very popular, simple way to go. Another one I'll mention that's one of my favorites is Claude.com. I think it is. It's Claude.ai actually. CLAUDE.ai. It's a company named Anthropic, and a lot of people don't even know about that one because it's not the main one. It's sort of like underneath the seams in the news and so forth. But it's they all interact differently with you. So what I would encourage, another piece of advice, is play with a lot of different AIs, experiment with a lot of things. Again, in the sandbox, it doesn't matter. Just fool around. Don't use like real data, real examples, but just fool around and play with it and start to realize the power of it. And then let that digest and let your mind say, oh, wow, this could really help me with this if I used it like this at work or use it like this at home, etc. The other thing I would say is whether it's my program or someone else's, definitely partner up with someone like me or Marina or another training program that's out there. Partner up with a program that's very hands-on facilitated. It's good to go to Microsoft or Coursera and all these different things and get some basic knowledge, but you really got to roll up your sleeves and practice. And it's like learning yoga. I don't know if you do yoga, Marina, but
Today,
when I first started,
it was my second time in my life.
When I first started doing yoga, I tried to do it from a videotape or whatever. It's really hard to learn from a piece of information. Whereas if you go to a yoga class, they say, oh no, move your body here, move your body there. They show you examples. So same thing with AI. Make it as human as possible with your training experience. So partner up with someone who has a program out there who like, and trust enough to learn material and start going. So that's what I would say. Start practicing on your own. Find a person that you can align with. Attend the training program with them, because that will help you go much faster and help you learn the game of AI and interacting with AI much better than stumbling through on your own forever.
Yeah, and I would add something, guys, that when you learn something, go and share it with someone, right? It's the easiest way to learn about something, to teach others, and just share, because other people, they don't know about that, right? And it will help you to build your brand if you're a business consultant, for example, but it will help other people. And I think this is what we do as a humans. We support each other, right? Okay, Matt, I know we're out of time. Last question, promise. Why you're so passionate about AI?
Yeah, I'm so passionate about AI because I've seen it work and change my life and the way that I live personally and professionally and all the activity. Like I'm at least twice as effective today and productive as I was, 6 months ago. And before that, it was another 2x. So I've been doing this for a few years. So I'm super passionate about it because most people don't understand this. It's a massive opportunity for everybody for little or no money to significantly level up their lives. We didn't talk about it on this podcast, but everyone should be taking advantage of AI's ability to make you a super learner as well. This is the opportunity you have. If you've never were into personal and professional growth before, or if you're into it a little bit now, that's great. It's time now to dive in, all in, dive into the deep end, and really, really embrace AI as a way to make your life better, to bring out your highest and best talents, because it's really there. It's a supercharger for whatever you want to do. So if you've been sitting on the couch or taking it easy in a normal way, now is the time to say, hey, don't let AI pass you by. There's so much opportunity there, and it's at your fingertips, and most people aren't even aware of it. So there's a lot that can be done, and I've seen people's lives transform, and it's brought me to tears seeing like what people say about, like, now I'm starting to use AI. It's changing everything about the way that I work now. And these are non-technical people. These are just people doing jobs just like the people listening to this, everyone in different roles. So when someone's life has changed, my life has changed, I've seen other people's lives change for the better, and they're happier and they're enjoying their life more and they're more successful in the workplace. When I see that happen, it's just like, I want to do more of it. I want to share it with the world.
I love it. I love it. I think this is what we wanted to share with you guys. And we always appreciate people who stay till the end. And if you stayed till the end, or you maybe watched this video in recordings till the end, please write in comments flower. And for us, it will be special sign that you finished till the end. And I hope, Matt, you will give special discounts or special maybe one-to-one session with such people. Because again, you put your energy, you invested your time, and we want to appreciate you, right? Thank you so much, Matt. I love it. I think next time we should create a session and really play with different AI tools all together. It will be cool.
Can't wait for that. We'll do that. We'll do it on my podcast or your podcast. We'll have some fun.
Yep.
That's great. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for being here. And thank you, Marina. Gracious host.